What's up everyone, this is ShoryuGame welcoming you to another KOF 15 trailer analysis. And I called it, just like with Rio and Robert, we got another trailer for two characters simultaneously. Ralf Jones and Clark Still join KOF 15's roster and complete the Ikari team. I believe this is the fastest completed team so far, and it makes sense that the two best bros of KOF share the same trailer. I wonder what other duo could benefit from the same treatment. Vice Adventure maybe? So who are Ralf and Clark? Simply put, KOF is not KOF without these two guys. They were the main characters of the Ikari Warriors games, and they have never missed a single entry in KOF. The third member of the Ikari team may change from game to another, but Ralf and Clark are always the two main pillars of the team. They also made an appearance in the Metal Slug series, starting from its 6th episode, where they lent a hand to Marco and his friends. Check the videos I made on Ralf and Clark and the ones about the Metal Slug series. And speaking of which, the first thing that caught my eye during the trailer was the new Metal Slug theme stage. It's an oasis that looks absolutely gorgeous and most importantly appropriate. The Ikari team are Metal Slug characters too. I think the stage is a reference to the first level of Metal Slug 2. There are so many nice details in it. The super vehicle 001, the SV camel on the left, the scattered heavy machine gun and rocket launcher crates, the many prisoners of war who are taking refuge from the scorching sun under the remains of a giant rebel plane, and even Rumi can be seen in the background, sitting next to a suspicious red barrel that begs to be shot. Curiously, none of the main Metal Slug characters is present. Does that mean that they could be part of KOF 15's roster? We can surely hope so. Overall, I love this stage a lot, and it is my favorite so far. Ralf and Clark models look pretty much the same from 14. Of course, they've benefited from 15's new art style update, which make them look a lot better. I was worried that they were going to be bulkier like other characters, but thankfully I was wrong. I mean, the two soldiers are already more buff than the others. Adding more muscles to them would have been too much, I guess. As long as they don't have the same look that they had in 13, I'm more than content. I also would like to mention the soundtrack playing during the video. The Ikari team seems to have yet another awesome theme. The trailer starts with the confirmation of Team Ikari, which includes Leona that has just been revealed last week. No real surprise here. Then we got to see a special intro between the two old friends, Ralf asking if they could take a pose. Clark, however, seems very reluctant in agreeing, being the more serious and professional of the two. The fight begins with a light jab from Clark, and Ralf retaliates with a far standing C. He then goes for the Ralf kick, which got blocked by Clark with a just guard. This technique used to be a charge move before, but it's no longer the case in recent games. He also has a fake version of it using the D button. Ralf then tries a jump C, but missed his target, who punishes with a standing A. After that, Clark goes for a crouching A, followed with his charge-based move, Gatling attack. Ralf successfully blocks this chain and tries to punish with the new counter mechanic, but unfortunately for him, he was too late and Clark had enough time not only to block it, but to punish it with his signature move, the Super Argentine Backbreaker, followed with flashing elbow. Clark attempts a close standing C, followed with his step, which looks like how characters used to dash forward in games prior to 96. For a grappler like Clark, it's a very useful move to close distance with the opponent. He then shows us that he has his Frankensteiner move back again. I'm pretty sure he didn't have it in 14. And of course, he can follow it with his flashing elbow, just like before. Ralf wakes up with a far standing C, but Clark had already jumped with a C and apparently he missed a combo right there as he went directly with a forward B. Ralf avoids it by jumping and punishes Clark with his diver bomber punch. Again, this move used to have a charge version in the past, but not anymore. He attacks with a jump CD and after it got blocked, goes for a Ralf impact but didn't have the time to finish it as Clark interrupted him with a far standing D. Immediately Ralf retaliates with his own far standing D. Clark tries a jump CD but to no avail. However, Ralf completely missed the chance to punish him. This is when Clark executes the coolest looking combo in this video. He starts with a close standing C, followed with a forward B. Then we see a max mode activation in mid combo. This is the first time we got to see that in KOF 15 trailers. Up until now, we only saw the raw activations, characterized with a blue outline on the model. The mid combo max mode has a purple one instead. Back to Clark's combo. After the activation, he goes again for a close C, forward B, EX Gatling attack, sending Ralf higher in the air and allowing him to follow it with a mount tackle. This technique has many follow-ups. I believe the one we get to see here is the Clark lift. And of course, much like most of Clark's moves, it can also be followed with his flashing elbow. And finally, the combo finishes with his level 1 super, Ultra Argentine backbreaker. After what it looks like the two soldiers' regular intro animations, the fight continues with both of them jumping and missing, but Ralf manages to land a crouch C into his Gatling attack. Clark does a recovery roll only to be hit with Ralf jump CD. Breaking the momentum, he performs a double crouch A and a far standing D. He goes for a jump CD but completely misses the target. However, Ralf also misses a counter purple CD thing, allowing Clark to land another far standing D. After whiffing a far standing C, Ralf goes for a dynamite Ralf punch, only to be intercepted by Clark's counter. He follows it with a combo including a close standing C, forward B, and a super Argentine backbreaker. Not content with that, he executes a jump D, standing C, but drops the combo after that. Still, he manages to hit Ralf with a far D, who also retaliates with the same attack. Ralf attempts a jumping attack next, but gets interrupted by Clark's far standing C. Not abandoning, Ralf attempts the same thing again, but this time his attack connects. He lands his jump C, close standing D, down forward A, and he activates his max mode. Goes for another close D into an EX punching move. I'm not sure what this technique is. It could be an EX version of Dynamite Ralf Punch, but I didn't play Ralf that much in recent games, so I could be wrong. He then does his EX Ralf kick and finally cancels it into his level 1 super bareback Vulcan punch. Unfortunately, we don't get to see any level 2 or 3 supers, but I think they're most likely the same from 14. And that concludes Ralf and Clark's trailer analysis. I'll be honest, I kinda wished if Ralf had his Argentine backbreaker back. It still feels weird seeing him incapable of doing it anymore. But hey, at least Clark has his Frankensteiner back, and he must be very happy for that, since he seems to be the one doing most of the beating in this trailer. Now that the Ikari team was completed this fast, I guess we'll have the third member of the women fighters next week, or maybe someone from the Psycho Soldiers. But you know, now that I think about it, we still haven't seen a single new character until now. Of course, I'm glad how the other staple characters look in this game, and I'm more than happy with the return of Shizuru and the Orochi team, but we do need to see real new faces for 15, don't you agree? That's it for now. I hope that was somewhat informative. As always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.